Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know I'm here, and I'm excited to be here today. There's going to be some incredible information shared, so why not go ahead and jump in? And in fact, I'm going to invite a lot of people tonight because I don't want anybody to miss what's getting ready to be said or taught or offered. So come on, jump on in. We invite people to join us tonight. Come on, get connected. Come on, get connected. I'm going to do really a combination of things. I'm going to do some Bible study, but I'm also push you in another level. And so I want to encourage you to join me. So why not join me? Come on, jump on, jump on. Yes, sir. Jump on. Um, because when I tell you that I believe tonight is going to be life changing, come on. In fact, invite five people. I'm getting ready to share some insightful stuff. So invite five people, and let's go ahead and let's make this thing do what it do. All right, let's make it do what it do. All right. So tonight, what I want to do is I want to talk about realizing your potential. I want to talk about realizing your potential. So I don't want anybody to miss tonight because here's what I believe. I believe everybody who connects tonight is going to be incredibly blessed and incredibly inspired. Right? I believe everybody who connects tonight is going to be incredibly blessed and incredibly inspired. So let me go ahead and invite some people to jump on. And again, we're going to be talking tonight about just going after life, man. Realizing your potential, for fulfilling your destiny and your purpose, all of that kind of good stuff, man. All of that kind of good stuff. And in fact, I'm reaching out to my kids because I definitely want them to watch. I strongly believe in what God has called us to be. I strongly believe in what God's called us to do. I believe that there is nothing that God will withhold from you when you are aggressive in going after your destiny and your purpose. And I believe that once you tap into your destiny and your purpose, everything that has been held up is released. I believe when you tap into your destiny and your purpose, everything that is held up is released. I believe that when you tap into your destiny and your purpose, everything, right? tell my grandson, hey. All right, here we go. I want to start with an amazing quote. The quote is, there is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can. Get this. No person is living isn't capable of doing more than they think they can. This comes from Henry Ford. Okay, I see the sun is in the back. Let me slide over. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, watch this. Here's one of the most amazing things I can say to you tonight, right? One of the most amazing things I can say to you tonight. And that is, whenever you understand that you are potential, then you have the responsibility of transforming potential into reality. Let me read that quote again. There is no person living who isn't capable of doing more than he or she thinks he or she can. There's no one living who isn't capable. Reality, which shows you something very important. Potential is the result of mindset first before action. Put that in the thread. Mindset before action. And so one of the reasons why the forces of evil work so diligently to do damage to your mindset is because the forces of evil understands that at the point that your mindset shifts, everything else about your life matches your mindset. Okay. I want everybody to invite somebody because I'm telling you tonight, I'm really clear tonight, right? Most people lose the battle of the mind, thus their actions never become partnered with their mindset. Most people lose the battle of the mind. And so their actions never produce anything that ultimately satisfies the inner longing for greatness, for peace, for success, and all that other stuff. And so one of the challenges that all of us have, and I want no one to miss this, one of the challenges that all of us have is that we have the challenge of fulfilling the destiny and the purpose of God to the place and the point that we minimize the doors that God opens for us, or we illegitimize ourselves because we don't understand that the ultimate expression of success is mindset. So realizing potential begins at the place of your mind. And at the place that your mind is working, now your words partner with your mind. And when your words partner with your mind, everything else flows out of that. Your mind, your words, when those two things are in synergy, everything else flows out of that. And so one of the goals of the forces of evil, one of the goals of the enemy is to make your words be so antithetical to your possibilities until your mind can't conceive of anything other than struggle. Because at the place that all I do is think of struggle, all I do is think of hardship, all I do is think of pain, all I do is think of loneliness and despair, at the place where all I do is think of the worst thing that could happen to me, then what I become is a prisoner to the very level of defeat that I am actually designed to conquer. Are y'all getting this? Is this making sense? And so realizing potential is really about winning the battle of your mind and then partnering your mind and your words, whereby they then begin to cultivate the right atmosphere, and the right atmosphere begins to become the place where things are manifested. Here's what's interesting. We are all capable of being developed into something or someone greater or better than we are right now. Watch the key word. We are all capable of being developed into something or someone that's better than we are right now. We're all capable of being developed. Watch the key word, develop, which means that there may be aspects of my life that are necessary for me to be successful, but because I've never developed these areas and I've never taken the time to watch this, my mind says, okay, I'm called to be a great dean, right? I'm called to be a great dean. I believe it. I'm called to be an amazing dean. But my words say that I don't trust that I'm capable. And then, though I want it to be reality for me, but I don't discipline my words. And then I don't do the next thing. I don't develop the skill set associated with the thing that I believe. So the first thing I got to do is I got to conceive it in my mind. This is what God has for me. Jeremiah 29:11. I alone know the plans I have for you. Plans to bring you success and prosperity and abundance and fulfillment, and not plans to bring you brokenness, despair, and misery. Right? I alone know the plans I have for you. Plans to allow you to fulfill destiny and to live out purpose in such an amazing way until everything about your life flows in and out of the things that you have been created to do and be. Y'all still here? And so God says I have plans for you. And I want you to be great. I want you to be amazing. I want you to do incredible things, right? But I got to get this under control. You ready? And then here's where it gets really deep. And I've got to do the work of developing the skill set to match the vision in my head. I alone know the plans I have for you. Plans to make sure that you accomplish everything you've been uniquely created to accomplish. Everything starts with the mind. But once it flows from the mind, your words are partners. My wife has already talked about confessing. That's her big thing. Confession. Don't say it. Speak this. Da. So I don't know the plans I have for you. Plans that brings you into a place of destiny and purpose. You ready to go to the next level? And now I invest myself in the process of becoming. Everybody put in the thread becoming. I invest myself in the process of becoming. I push my life. I call myself to accountability. I put a demand on me to make the investment. This is so important. I put a demand on me to make the investment. I put a demand on me to grow. I put a demand on me to never be comfortable, to never become comfortable. I'm always putting a demand on myself to be better. I'm always putting a demand on myself to grow. I'm always putting a demand on myself to push beyond. People often ask me, it's always an amazing question to me. People always ask me this one question. They always ask me the question of, how do you do this? Are you tired? And what I say to people is, I've put a demand on me. I know God has something amazing and incredible for me in this season. I know God has something amazing and incredible for my family. I've put a demand on myself. I've put a demand on our family, and we've put a demand on ourselves, and we are pushing through. Can I encourage you? When you put a demand on your life, you push through. And as you're pushing through, everything about your life shifts and changes. When you're pushing through, everything about your life shifts and changes. So now all of a sudden, you start seeing the work being put in. You start seeing the work. But now the work, 2 words, put it in the thread. The work is now targeted work. You're not just busy to be busy, but you are now targeted your work. Your energy is now focused in on a particular area where improvement occurs, because now what you're doing is you are now working in a real particular, targeted, specific, directed way. But here's the second word. It's the word intentionality. Not only am I targeted, but I'm intentional in how I'm targeting. Not only am I targeted, but I'm intentional. I'm so intentional in everything I do until every word has a purpose. Every question, every comment has a purpose. Watch this. And when I get to that place, I'm not being emotional. I'm being consistent and I'm being clear. Why? Because when you become targeted and intentional, the work is targeted. Now the work you're putting in, the effort you're putting in, you're very targeted. People, watch this, and you want to be so targeted that people can see what you're trying to accomplish. If the people close to you go, I don't really know what you doing now. What? No, the people near you need to go, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Oh, I see what your goals are. I see what your outcomes are. And when people begin to see that you're targeted, and then they begin to see that you're intentional, do you know what happens? At the point where you're intentional and the point where you're targeted, guess what begins to happen? Everything else in your life shifts to where you are. Everything around you is drawn to where you are. Why? Because you're targeted and you're intentional. Y'all are getting it tonight. So watch this. Confucius once wrote, the will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. Confucius, the will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that unlock the door to personal excellence. So the genius of your life, y'all ready to go to the next level? I hope I'm helping. The genius of your life is that now you are targeted, you are intentional, and your target and your intent is excellence. Excellence is the garments by which manifestation of potential is adorned in. A person who reaches their Their level of potential is a person who's living out their level of excellence. And when targeted behavior and when intentional choices meet, that produces excellence. Excellence. Excellence isn't expensive clothing. Excellence is the way you manage your life. Excellence is the highest regard for yourself, the highest level of investment, and the willingness to do all of the stuff that is tied to being great. And I'm telling y'all now, when you get this and when you understand excellence and when you buy into excellence, excellence is going to blow your mind. I have worked at being an excellent preacher. I've worked at being an excellent pastor. I've worked at being an excellent husband. I've worked at being an excellent father. I've worked at being an excellent provider. I've worked at being an excellent G-daddy. I work at it. I put the effort in. And when you are intentional and targeted, y'all ready to go to the next level? At the point you're intentional and targeted, now you begin to manifest your potential, and it is wrapped up in the garment of personal excellence. A church that reaches its potential, a business that reaches its potential is excellent. And what comes with excellence is the benefits and the blessings of God. What comes with excellence is the benefit and the blessings of God, because now, because you're excellent, you have something we call a good name. Wow. So let me say a couple of things to you about manifesting your potential. The first thing is, in order to manifest your potential, you have to discipline the temptation of distractions. You have to discipline the temptation of distractions. I hope you get that. You have to discipline the temptations of distractions. People who are excellent, people who manifest their potential, you want to know what they do? They stay focused. They stay on track. They stay on path. They do not get distracted. They do not get discouraged, and they stay true. And here's the revelation: is that when you are focused, when you are disciplined, then the temptations of distractions, which are always trying to pursue you, now have no way of drawing you in. And here's why: because at the point that you are now tenaciously disciplined, distractions and temptations and everything that comes with that stuff does not bother you. Stay true to where you are and who you are. There's a guy up here who's like my unofficial, unpaid first assistant. His name is Gerald Brandon. Gerald Brandon presently is in the School of Theology. He was there before I got there as dean. He's in his final year of his D-Min. Gerald and I may eat and get together once a week. Almost every time I see Gerald, he has his laptop and he's writing his dissertation / project. He is so focused on this project until even when he goes out in what should be a relaxed environment, he understands that right now he needs to finish this project. So when he graduates and walks across that stage, he will have accomplished something that is considered excellent. He will have his doctorate of ministry degree. He will be Dr. Gerald Brandon. Here's what's deep. Most of us do not understand that being disciplined also means for a season you must be inconvenienced. Man, I hope y'all got that. Being disciplined for a season also means you must be inconvenienced. You must put the work in. At the point you put the work in, you shift into being a harvester or a reaper and not just a sower. Everybody get this. Successful people do not get distracted, even though there are all of these reasons to be distracted. I'm looking at some of you. LaJona working on her PhD. And LaJona's been so consistent. Many of you are amazing people, and you're on the verge of something great. On Saturday, my wife did something which is so, I wouldn't say out of character with her, because she's a very modest person. She doesn't really do a lot of posting in social media, but she went and posted pictures of what she looked like about a year ago. I guess about a few months ago, really, and what she looks like today. And anybody that saw the pictures were blown away. I told my wife, you just stepped into the anointing of a life coach, because the inspiration of those pictures and the words you employ. But here's the thing. I watched her be intentional, and I watched her target her behavior, and I watched her change her mindset. And it has paid off into not just that, but she's got another amazing goal that I'll let her announce. Many of you watching tonight, you are amazing people, but you're not at your potential level yet. You wanna know why? Because the cost that it takes to pay, the cost you have to pay to reach your goal will mean that you will have to deconstruct some things and reconstruct. And I'm telling you now, at the end of the day, when you get to the point where you're ready to fulfill your destiny, let me tell you what's going to happen. When you're ready to realize your purpose, when you're ready to bring to pass all your potential, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to find yourself growing out of some things and discovering some things that's going to settle in your mind and then inspire you to action. That's why you got to fight temptation. Because if you don't win over your temptation, what you're going to end up doing is being defeated when you should have conquered it. People ask me, how do you handle being away from home? Easy. I'm focused. I'm intentional. I ain't got time for stupidity. I'm focused. I'm intentional. I'm trying to build the best-in-class seminary in America. I'm focused. I'm intentional. Here's the other thing. Then I'm done. You have to intentionally, and I say this stuff all the time, and this stuff ain't new stuff, but I'm going to come at you with a new angle. You have to intentionally cultivate relationships that match your desire. You have to intentionally cultivate relationships that match your desire. Y'all want to know what's happening to me now? Here's what's happening to me. I'm starting to get calls from deans, presidents of seminaries, right? I'm starting to get calls from deans and presidents of seminaries. People I never thought I would have a conversation with. I never even thought them as a part of my life. And now I'm getting calls from deans of seminaries, presidents. I'm having actual conversations with these women and these men. My relationships are starting to match my shift. You got it? My relationships are starting to match my shift. Here's why these relationships are so important. Because these relationships will help you be positioned to fulfill destiny. There are certain relationships that's going to help you fulfill destiny. They will cover you in your process of development. Oh, that's so good, John. The right relationships will cover you in your process of development. That's the other reason why I mentioned Gerald. Because Gerald's assignment is to cover me. It's to protect me. It's to make sure that I'm good. Many of you are part of my St. Paul church, right? You have been a covering. That's the power of my relationship with my wife. My wife is a covering for me, and I'm a covering for her. When you have the right relationships, they help position you for destiny, but then they cover you while you're being developed. I didn't say they cover your mess and your sin. I said they cover you. But here's the last thing. They invest in you, and they're excited about it. They invest in you, and they're excited about it. They invest in you, and they're excited about it. Listen, in a few moments, and I'm going to get off now. In a few moments, I'm going to be on a Zoom with professors and deans and scholars from all over the country, right? I'm going to be on this Zoom. I'm being introduced tonight to the Washington Theological Consortium as the new dean of the School of Theology. I'm being introduced tonight to a Zoom of scholars, of professors, of deans, of presidents. I'm being introduced tonight. I'm being introduced tonight. This is what happens. When God shifts you, he shifts your circle. Don't ever feel guilty when God changes who you're introduced to. Don't ever feel guilty when God changes who you're introduced to. Don't ever feel guilty. Don't do it. Don't let you make people make you feel bad because you just got introduced to a different circle. Your circle will shift because you're now walking in assignment. Because he's got to shift your circle to match who you are. Right? Some of you have never, some of you feel so guilty introducing new people into your life because you think you're going to lose the old people. If they're built for your life, they will be excited about your circle. I'm done. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Listen, keep inviting people to watch E3. Right? At one point we were up to about 80, 90 live, So keep inviting people and you keep watching. And remember that you are equipped, empowered, and educated to thrive. Seize your moment and watch what God does. Take care, everybody. I'll be hollering at you this week. Recharge. Take care. Bye-bye.